Technology is very much so a part of teaching today, and I'm going to show you some of the ways that I've used technology in my teaching. As you can tell right now, I have a Microsoft Word document open, which is the key to my notes from the final unit that I taught this semester on civil rights in modern America. Using word processing tools like Microsoft Word makes it a lot easier than back in the day when you would have had to have typed notes with a typewriter, and definitely a lot easier on students than reading a teacher's handwriting. This is what my notes look like, and it was very easy for me to make different versions of these notes for different students. Same content, but some of the students who had difficulty completing the slot notes, I could easily print off a copy of the key for them. This also made making quizzes much easier because I followed the same format and could copy and paste to make quizzes much easier. I supported my instruction going over the slot notes with Microsoft PowerPoint, where I would include images to provide graphical representations for students as we went over the notes. I also used United Streaming Videos extensively to be able to show students to give the students more of a visual about what was going on, and to give them a different perspective and even more background information. My school didn't have active boards this semester, which did prove somewhat of a challenge, though I didn't usually have too much trouble checking out one of the LCD projectors that were available. In class, I also used tools such as YouTube, TeacherTube, as well as these PowerPoint images to support my instruction. In designing lessons and stuff, I would also use tools like Google Documents to collaborate. I also have used have created some websites. This is my staff website for my position with Residence Life here at Tech, that I created using Filebox, and also have it set so that the vast majority of the pages require a login. This restricts access to the people on my staff that need access, and prevents other folks from browsing my website. Looking towards this semester and over my college career, I've gone from using primarily Web 1.0 tools to a certain degree Web 2.0 tools. Like many college students and teachers, I have a Facebook page. I also use email extensively, have my schedule in Google Calendar, and for this class have created a class blog. This was my final post, and I've been using YouTube extensively for my class vlogs. I've also used user reviews, both for purchasing technology for my own personal use, as well as some ideas that I've used for my classroom. I really see this semester as being one where I've transitioned into using a lot more Web 2.0 tools. In my teaching, my focus has been to use technology to support my instruction rather than to replace it. I have used a lot of things like the slot notes as well as PowerPoints, but I've also tried to pull in things like United Streaming, YouTube, and TeacherTube videos so that I'm doing more than just replacing an overhead projector with an LCD projector. I find that using tools like PowerPoint can give students a very visual image of what we're talking about that appeals to students in multiple literacies. Using visuals, using videos, using my stories can support but not replace the regular instruction. These are just a few examples of how I've used technology. In the last section, I talked a little bit about how I've used technology, and now I'll tell you a little bit about my philosophy towards using technology. I've seen in some college classes where technology gets used for the sake of using technology, and in many ways isn't much more effective or is even less effective than traditional teaching techniques, such as straight lecture, overheads, things like that. When I first came to Tech, I did get a little bit frustrated by the way that technology, particularly PowerPoint, was misused. The high school that I went to didn't have a lot of technology, and it was definitely a shock coming to Tech and seeing things like Elmos, a few active boards, smart boards, and PowerPoint, and lots of projectors in the classrooms. And while I thought that it was an interesting transition, Many of the classes, looking back from a distance of 5 and 6 years at my first and second year of school, many of my favorite classes were the ones that didn't use technology. I've found through both internships that I've had that teachers really, really strive to use technology, in part because the administration really supports it, because it does appeal to today's students. At the same time, a lot of the times that I've seen technology used in the classroom, it's not very effectively, and it's using a new and more expensive tool to do the same thing that's always been done. This isn't the point of technology. All that does is drive up the cost of education. Technology for the pure purpose of using technology has no role in public schools, in my opinion. But that's what so much of the technology I've seen used does. My goal in using technology is to enhance my instruction so that it's able to appeal to a greater range of students and not just the small segment of the students that are going to get it anyhow, regardless of what I do. It is designed to appeal to all students and to make learning more accessible, getting into the ideas of things that I've talked about, like understanding by design, um, universal access to education, trying to design curriculum so that it's accessible to all students, and technology is one of many tools to do this. Technology is nothing more than a tool